Hi Martin,
Hi,
how are you?
how are you doing?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Yeah, and you, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a
Well, you have
long.
a crazy president, yeah?
The,
Is Trump, is he more crazy than Trump? I don't know.
I,
Is he
I, I think he is. I think he is because I don't think Trump is a fascist, and
Yeah, this
Bolsonaro,
is true, I
it's
guess.
he's
Yeah.
a crazy guy. He's
No, so how long will it be before he can be impeached? Or when's the next election?
the next election. It's on 2022, so I
There you
think
go.
he's gonna be impeached before. I guess
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, and
I mean, he must be very unpopular now.
Uh, it's crazy because he's unpopular, but there is some people still supporting here,
Really?
supporting him. Yes,
Right.
and
Insane, isn't it? Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and in England, you are okay. You are leaving the
Yeah, we're
quarantine.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm doing a few pictures, but not much, because I photograph people and they're not really around as much as they used to
yeah,
be.
yeah. I was guessing because you're always photographing beaches and people together, so
Yeah,
maybe it's gonna be
I am
different.
doing something, and I'm catching up with all those things that we're meant to be doing. But it's fine.
Yeah,
We have a nice garden, so it's okay.
you are in Bristol now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And how has your routine been with the quarantine? Are you making some photos from?
Yeah, making some photos.
Uh,
I mean, we're very busy at the foundation. We have prints to do, a lot of print orders coming in. I mean,
uh,
unbelievably, I'm selling prints.
oh yes, it's great.
Yeah, and we're about
Yeah,
to do a lockdown folio,
yeah.
and yeah, so we're keeping busy,
I
and we have
saw.
all our social
Yeah,
media to do.
the foundation is started in 2017. That's
That's
it.
right. Yeah,
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 that's right.
yeah,
You have
and we're
a
working on a big festival next year in Bristol, so there's plenty going on.
next year.
Yeah,
I hope I can come. I
yes.
hope maybe it depends on the on everything on the COVID-19 and everything.
So, is your gallery closed? I assume it is.
It is close. It is close.
Mhm.
We were planning an exhibition with you, but now maybe next year if you can,
Yeah,
because
yeah, sure.
everything. And I have some questions for you. If you don't understand, you can ask me to
Okay. So,
repeat.
should we start the official conversation?
Yeah, it's just a informal conversation. It's good to see you. Last time we met was in Paris Photo, and it was you and me and Julie Bittencourt. It was at a time we could
Hmm.
embrace each other. I had a picture here. Like, remember like this?
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. Yeah,
It was really great. So you were born in Epsom in Surrey, and
that's right.
where did you first discover photography?
So I went to stay. I went to stay with my grandfather, who lived in the north of England. He was a very keen amateur photographer, so he lent me a camera. We went out shooting together, took photographs, processed the film, made prints. So by about the age of 12 or 13, I decided that I wanted to be a photographer.
In your first series, which portrayed the world of ordinary workers as a form of theater, you can find some traces of Robert Frank and Gary Winogrand.
Yeah, well, I started out doing black and white because back in the 1970s, the early 70s, that's what you did if you were a serious photographer. And then, if you like, I went back up to the north of England and photographed in this community. And that was almost like a celebration of that sense of community. And then when I moved to color in the early 80s, the work became more of a critique. So that it sort of shifted with that change from black and white to color. The last
And,
resort was the first color project, which I did started in 1982.
and you were influenced by Tony Ray Jones because he has a book of beaches, and it's a kind of street photography at the beach.
That's right. I mean, I like people like Robert Frank, Gary Winogrand, and then I discovered Tony Ray Jones from Britain, and it made me realize that I could too also photograph in Britain and try and get something interesting. So he was a big influence on me. But
Yeah.
then I also saw the color photographers from the States in the late 70s, like Eggleston and Stephen Shaw and Joel Meyeritz. they too were interesting for me because I got excited by the idea of doing color.
What intrigues me, it's because your shootings for fashion, they really look like your shootings for yourself, like your shootings.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that photography is luck, but an earned luck. You said
Yes,
sometime.
I guess so. Yeah,
And it's different to make a shooting for fashion and a shooting at the beach, for example.
Yeah, they're different, but there's a lot of things which are the same. You know, because I do fashion on the beach as well, as I did with when I went to Rio. But I like fashion because you know you have it's like solving a problem with photography. You know, you have clothes you have to show the models, you have to try and make the pictures interesting, and that's the challenge. You know, how do you get an interesting picture with this model? You incorporate it into the real world, and that's what I'm interested in doing. And I like that challenge and rise to it.
Currently, if I'm not mistaken, you have published more than 100 books.
This is true.
Yeah. And I
This is
don't know
true.
any other photographer with so many books.
No, well, I'm not the one in the world. So Iraqi has over 400 books.
Wow.
Daido Moriyama, maybe more than me, 150. So I'm probably number 3.
Yeah.
Because Iraqi has done nearly 500 books.
The Roman poet Ovid says that marble and bronze and granite, it will last not as long as these words on the page. And at the end of his life, Flaubert screams, that horn of Emma Bovary, it's alive forever, and I'm dying like a dog. How can it be that the creator dies like a dog, and this fantastication on a page, it's eternal? Do you believe that the best way to understand your own work and to eternalize it is through books? Why so many books?
I think so. I mean, books are the ultimate statement. You know, the great thing about a book, you can control the design, control the narrative, you know what pictures you're putting in, and so you make the complete statement about a particular aspect of your work. So in that sense, they are the purest form of photography. And you can make the book, you can publish it, and then go and make another one. So yeah, I'm a great believer in the book, and I don't need to tell you this.
Yeah.
And I think that they are the purest form of communication for a photographer.
I love Only Human because it's also a history about, I think, the England and English people.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, mostly in this time of Brexit, people going out with flags of England. It's really interesting.
It's crazy, yeah.
And I heard you are working on a new book. Is that true? Can you tell something about it?
Of course, I'm doing a book, Ireland, which we're just finishing off now. That's going to be published in July, I think. And so I've been going to Ireland for many years now. So it starts when I did it in black and white in the late 70s. And it goes right the way through to last year when I did some more work in contemporary Ireland. And Ireland has changed dramatically in this time.
Oh,
so this book will be about the incredible changes in Ireland in this 40-year period.
I think that Thomas Wesky, he's our friend, you know, he's a German curator and he's our friend. He was really happy in the text he wrote about you. And if you don't mind, I would like to read just the beginning for my next question.
Okay, no problem.
Martin Parr is a chronicler of our age. In the face of the constantly growing flood of images released by the media, his photographs offer us the opportunity to see the world from his unique perspective. His photographs are original and entertaining, accessible and understandable, but at the same time, they show us in a penetrating way how we live, how we present ourselves to others, and what we value. And I think for over 20 years, Martin, you have documented the adorable and absurd idiosyncrasies of everyday life, how we dress, relax, the objects we like. I'm always saying to my friends that I'm scared. I think when I am like dining with someone, I think, wow, if Martin Parr was here, he would take a picture of a bored couple, me and my girlfriend, or something like this. And I imagine that part of your motivation is to understand and interpret the world through photography. And as someone who has
No,
been,
totally.
yeah,
It's this ability to get to know the world through photography and to articulate your relationship to the world through photography. Absolutely.
I love this,
And that's a very complicated relationship.
yeah, and as someone who has been so attentive to the habits of our society for so many years and who portrays it in a unique way, how do you envision the relationship of our society with consumption and leisure after COVID-19?
Well, what we don't know yet is what the world will look like or feel like afterwards. We sort of think it won't be the same. We don't. I think there'll be less travel, so tourism as a business will have a downfall. But other than that, it's difficult to really know and understand how it will change. You know, social distancing will be here for a good while until they get a vaccine, which could be well over a year from now. So it will be different. It'll be interesting. I mean, these are interesting times, despite the difficulty, just to see what comes out the other side.
Yeah, and
Whatever happens, I'll be photographing it.